If you're over 60 and believe that eating eggs every morning is enough to protect your muscles, I need to give you a gentle warning. For decades, eggs have been praised as the king of protein. And yes, they are nutritious. They contain healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. But here's the truth most seniors don't realize. The protein from eggs alone simply isn't enough to stop the slow, steady muscle loss that happens after 60. Doctors call this condition sarcopenia. It means the gradual loss of muscle mass that makes your steps weaker, your balance less steady, and even simple activities like climbing stairs or getting up from a chair more difficult. And while many older adults think they're safe because they eat eggs, research shows that one boiled egg only delivers about 6 grams of protein. Compare that with what the National Institutes of Health says seniors actually need between 30 and 40 grams of protein at every meal, and you can see the gap. That gap is what puts so many people at risk for weakness, falls, and a loss of independence. But here's the good news. You don't need expensive protein powders, complicated diets, or piles of steak and chicken to fill that gap. The secret is far simpler, far cheaper, and already sitting quietly in your pantry. For less than $2, you can buy a food that delivers not just protein, but also fiber, antioxidants, magnesium, folate, and B vitamins, all of which your aging body craves. And this humble food has been trusted for centuries in cultures all around the world to provide strength and nourishment. That food is beans. Yes, simple beans. Black beans, lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, soybeans, the list goes on. Today I'm going to show you how beans can become the cornerstone of your senior wellness routine, helping you build muscle, protect your independence, and feel more energetic than you have in years. And once you learn the science behind them, you may never look at beans the same way again. After age 60, something begins to happen inside the body that most people never talk about. It doesn't make headlines, and you won't feel it overnight. But slowly, silently, it begins to change the way you move, the way you live, and even the way you see yourself. Doctors call it sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. And it affects nearly every single person past midlife. Here's the shocking part. Starting around age 50, we lose about 0.5% to 1% of muscle mass every single year. That may sound small, but let's look closer. Over the course of a decade, that can add up to 5 to 10% of your total muscle gone. By the time you reach 70 or 80, the loss can be so significant that even simple tasks, standing up, walking across the room, or carrying a grocery bag, become exhausting challenges. Think about this. Muscle is not just about strength. It is about independence. It is what allows you to live life on your terms. The ability to drive, to cook, to garden, to play with your grandchildren, all of it depends on maintaining healthy, strong muscles. Yet for many seniors, sarcopenia creeps in unnoticed until one day they stumble, fall, realize they no longer have the stamina to do the things they once loved. Why does this happen? One of the biggest reasons is inadequate protein intake. Most older adults still eat the way they did decades earlier: small breakfasts, a light lunch, and a heavy dinner. But here's the problem. Your body after 60 doesn't respond to protein the same way it used to. Younger adults can trigger muscle growth with just 15 to 20 grams of protein. Seniors, on the other hand, often need 30 to 40 grams in a single meal to get the same effect. Unfortunately, most seniors simply don't hit that target. You might have a slice of toast in the morning, a sandwich at lunch, and then rely on eggs or chicken at dinner. It feels like enough. But according to both the National Institutes of Health and Mayo Clinic, that pattern leaves a dangerous gap. More than half of American seniors fail to meet even the minimum daily protein recommendation. That gap is the doorway through which muscle loss sneaks in. To make matters worse, many older adults still hold on to the belief that eggs or meat alone are sufficient. Yes, they provide protein, but not in the amounts required to maintain muscle health past. 61 egg has 6 grams of protein. A piece of chicken might provide 20 grams. But if that's your only substantial protein of the day, your muscles remain underfed. This silent enemy, sarcopenia, doesn't just weaken your body. It raises your risk of falls, fractures, hospital stays, and even early loss of independence. And yet, because it happens gradually, many seniors only realize the problem when it feels too late. The truth is, it's never too late, but it requires a new way of thinking about protein and a new approach to daily meals. When protein intake falls short after 60, the effects ripple through the entire body. At first, the signs may seem small. Maybe you feel more tired after walking, or you notice your grip isn't as strong as it once was. But beneath the surface, something serious is happening. Your muscles, bones, and even your brain begin to weaken without enough protein to sustain them. Let's start with the most obvious consequence: weakness. Muscle tissue depends on a steady supply of amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to repair and rebuild. Without them, the body has no choice but to break down its own muscle for energy. This leads to smaller, weaker muscles that can no longer support everyday activities. A simple stumble on the sidewalk, which a stronger body could correct, suddenly turns into a dangerous fall. And for seniors, a fall is more than an accident, can be life-changing. According to the CDC, 1 out of every 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year. And falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in this age group. But the dangers go beyond mobility. Inadequate protein intake slows down recovery after illness, surgery, or hospitalization. Imagine breaking a bone or fighting an infection without the raw materials your body needs to heal. Recovery takes longer, complications are more common, and independence is harder to regain. This is why hospitals are increasingly paying attention to protein levels in older patients. It can mean the difference between returning home quickly or facing weeks of rehabilitation. Protein deficiency also affects the heart and brain. Your heart, after all, is a muscle. A weak heart struggles to pump efficiently, increasing the risk of fatigue, shortness of breath, and cardiovascular disease. Meanwhile, the brain relies on protein to create neurotransmitters, the chemicals that regulate mood, memory, and focus. Seniors who eat too little protein often experience brain fog, depression, or faster cognitive decline. Another hidden danger is blood sugar imbalance. Protein helps slow the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, keeping blood sugar levels steady. Without enough of it, blood sugar spikes and crashes become more frequent, raising the risk of type 2 diabetes and making existing diabetes harder to control. This is especially concerning because nearly 1 in 4 seniors already lives with diabetes or prediabetes. And then there is something scientists call inflammaging. This refers to chronic, low-grade inflammation that builds up in the body as we age, quietly damages muscles, joints, and blood vessels. Without enough high-quality protein to fight inflammation and rebuild tissue, inflammaging accelerates. The result is stiffer joints, slower recovery, and a faster decline in overall health. The statistics are sobering. Studies show that more than 50% of American seniors do not meet the recommended daily protein intake. That means millions of older adults are unknowingly putting themselves at risk for weakness, frailty, falls, and even premature death. The gap between what the body needs and what it actually receives widens year after year, until the consequences can no longer be ignored. The most painful part of this story is that it is preventable. Muscle loss is not an unavoidable part of aging. It is a warning sign, a signal that the body is undernourished. With the right food choices, seniors can not only stop the decline, but also regain strength, balance, and independence. But this requires letting go of old myths like the belief that eggs alone are enough and embracing new knowledge about the powerful foods that can truly meet the body's needs after 60. So, if eggs and meat aren't enough to stop muscle loss after 60, where should we turn? The answer might surprise you, because it's not some expensive protein powder or fancy supplement. It's something humble, affordable, and right in your pantry: beans. For generations, beans have been a staple food around the world. From black beans in Latin America, to lentils in India, from chickpeas in the Middle East, to soybeans in Asia, people have relied on beans for strength and survival. Now, modern science is finally catching up and proving what traditional cultures have known all along. Beans are one of the most powerful foods for building and maintaining muscle, especially in older adults. Let's compare the numbers. 1 boiled egg gives you about 6 grams of protein. A piece of chicken breast might give you around 20 grams in a serving. But beans? Soybeans. 31 grams of complete protein in just 1 cooked cup. That's more protein than a 4-ounce piece of chicken. Lentils. Nearly 18 grams per cup, and they cook in under half an hour. Black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas. around 15 grams per cup, plus additional fiber and minerals. Split peas, 16 grams per cup, naturally breaking down into a creamy texture that's easy to digest. And here's where beans really shine. Unlike meat or eggs, beans don't come alone. They bring a package of nutrients that directly support senior health: fiber to keep digestion moving, antioxidants to fight muscle damage, and minerals like magnesium and folate that your body needs to build and maintain strong muscles. Another important point: while most plant proteins are slightly lower in one amino acid called methionine, beans are packed with another essential amino acid called lysine. And when you combine beans with grains like rice or quinoa, the two foods complement each other perfectly, forming a complete protein profile equal to or better than meat. This isn't just theory, it's how billions of people around the world have eaten for centuries. Rice and beans in Latin America, lentils and rice in India, hummus with pita in the Middle East. Nature designed these foods to work together. Beans aren't just about protein. They deliver a whole spectrum of benefits that eggs and meat simply cannot. Fiber for digestion and inflammation. 1 cup of beans can provide up to 15 grams of fiber, something animal proteins completely lack. This fiber supports a healthy gut microbiome, which scientists now know has a direct impact on muscle health. A healthy gut reduces inflammation, improves nutrient absorption, and keeps blood sugar levels steady, all critical for seniors. Magnesium for muscle contraction. Beans are one of the best sources of magnesium, a mineral essential for proper muscle function. Without it, muscles cramp, weaken, and tire easily. Many older adults are magnesium deficient without even realizing it, which makes beans a natural solution. Folate and B vitamins for metabolism. Protein isn't useful if your body can't process it. Folate and B vitamins, abundant in beans, help convert protein into usable energy and muscle tissue. Just 1 cup of black beans provides about 70% of your daily folate needs. Antioxidants for protection. The deep colors of beans, black, red, or speckled, come from antioxidants like anthocyanins. These compounds protect muscle cells from oxidative stress, the cellular damage that accelerates aging. In other words, beans don't just feed your muscles, they shield them from harm, affordable and accessible. Perhaps one of the most overlooked benefits is cost. A pound of dried beans costs between $1 and $2 and yields 12 to 13 servings of high-quality protein. Compare that with chicken, beef, or protein powders, and the savings can reach hundreds of dollars a year. For seniors on a fixed income, this makes beans not just a health choice, but also a financial lifeline. The beauty of beans is how flexible they are. They can be the star of your meal or blend quietly into dishes you already love. Breakfast. Try mashed white beans spread on whole grain toast. Or add black beans into scrambled eggs for an extra protein boost. Lunch. A hearty lentil soup, chickpea salad, or black bean tacos with fresh vegetables. Dinner. Pair kidney beans with brown rice and roasted vegetables, or cook soybeans into a stir-fry with garlic and greens. Snacks. Roast chickpeas for a crunchy alternative to chips, or blend hummus for dipping with carrots and celery. The key is consistency. Adding just 1 or 2 cups of beans to your diet daily can close the protein gap. I am PROVE digestion and support your muscles in ways that eggs or meat alone cannot. Many seniors hesitate to eat more beans because they've heard myths about plant protein being incomplete or beans being hard to digest, but science proves otherwise. Incomplete protein. False. Every plant food contains all 20 amino acids. The idea that beans are incomplete came from outdated studies on rats from over a century ago. When eaten as part of a balanced diet, beans provide everything your muscles need. Hard to digest, only if not prepared properly. Simple methods like soaking beans overnight, pressure cooking, or adding spices like ginger and cumin can eliminate most digestive discomfort. Not strong enough for muscle building. Wrong again. Modern studies show plant protein supports muscle just as effectively as animal protein, especially when total intake is high enough. The more we learn about aging, the clearer the picture becomes. Seniors need more protein, more anti-inflammatory foods, and more nutrient-dense meals than ever before. Beans provide all of that in one simple, affordable package. Think of beans as more than food. They are a tool way to fight muscle loss, maintain independence, and protect health on every level. Whether it's soybeans with 31 grams of protein, lentils with their quick cooking convenience, or chickpeas with their incredible versatility, beans are the unsung heroes of senior wellness. The next time you think about what to put on your plate, remember this. A single cup of beans can give your muscles more fuel, your body more balance, and your future more strength than you might imagine. We've seen how beans stack up nutritionally, but the real question many seniors have is this: can beans truly build muscle as effectively as animal protein? For years, the common belief was that plant protein was somehow inferior. Yet over the past decade, study after study has turned that assumption upside down. The evidence is clear: beans and other legumes not only match animal protein for muscle health, but in some cases, they even perform better. While as we age, our bodies face a hurdle scientists call anabolic resistance. This means the muscles of older adults don't respond to protein as efficiently as they once did. For a 30-year-old, 20 grams of high-quality protein might be enough to trigger muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle tissue. But for someone over 60, it often takes 30 to 40 grams at a single meal to spark the same effect. One amino acid in particular plays a starring role: leucine. Think of leucine as the on switch for muscle growth. Younger adults can flip that switch with about 1 gram per meal. Seniors need closer to 2 to 2.5 grams. That's why the quality and quantity of protein matters so much more in later life. Here's where beans shine. While they contain slightly less leucine per serving than whey or meat, research shows that when total plant protein intake is high enough, the difference disappears. In other words, if seniors simply eat more beans, they can fully overcome anabolic resistance and still build muscle effectively. A large review published in 2023 analyzed 13 randomized controlled trials involving more than 4,800 participants over age 60. The conclusion: plant proteins, including beans, had no significant difference compared to animal proteins when it came to preserving or even increasing lean muscle mass. This finding shattered the old myth that seniors must rely on meat to maintain strength. One fascinating trial looked at 37 older vegetarians. For 8 weeks, half the group consumed 18 grams of mung bean protein daily, while the other half continued their usual diets. The results were remarkable. 45% of those taking mung bean protein gained more than 1 pound of lean muscle, while only 7% of the control group did. Even more impressive, grip strength improved by nearly 3% in the mung bean group, while it declined in the control group. In another study, 84 nursing home residents with an average age of 85 were given 30 grams of soy protein daily for 12 weeks. Despite their advanced age, participants gained an average of 3 pounds of lean muscle and 2 pounds of arm and leg muscle mass, appendicular muscle. Their walking speed improved significantly, while the control group without soy protein continued to decline. Perhaps the most striking evidence comes from a study of nearly 5,000 older adults in China. Researchers compared those who ate the most plant protein with those who ate the least. The results? Seniors consuming the highest levels of plant protein had significantly greater muscle mass and better physical function. In contrast, animal protein intakes showed no clear benefit for preserving muscle. The science explains why beans deliver such powerful results for seniors. Sustained amino acid release. Animal protein digests quickly, spiking amino acids in the blood for a short window. Beans digest more slowly, releasing amino acids over several hours. This matches perfectly with the slower, extended muscle-building response in older adults, which peaks 3 to 6 hours after eating. Anti-inflammatory effects. Unlike red meat, which can increase inflammation, beans lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of chronic inflammation. Reducing inflammaging allows the body to use protein more effectively for muscle repair. Gut muscle axis. The fiber in beans feeds beneficial gut bacteria, producing compounds called short-chain fatty acids. These compounds reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity, both critical for strong muscles. A healthy gut microbiome literally helps protect and build muscle. Nutrient synergy. Beans don't just supply protein. Magnesium supports muscle contraction. Iron carries oxygen to working muscles, and folate supports protein metabolism. These nutrients amplify the effects of protein, giving beans an advantage over single-source animal proteins. Let's make this practical. Suppose you weigh 154 pounds, about 70 kilograms. Research shows seniors need 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram daily. That's 84 to 112 grams of protein. Here's how beans can help you reach that. 1 cup of soybeans, 31 grams. 1 cup of lentils, 18 grams. 1 cup of black beans, 15 grams. 16 grams. 16 grams. Add just 3 servings of these throughout the day and you're already close to your target. Combine them with whole grains like brown rice or quinoa, and you've got complete protein meals that rival or even beat meat in quality. The research gets even more exciting when beans are combined with physical activity. Resistance exercise, even simple bodyweight moves or resistance bands primes your muscles to absorb protein more effectively. In studies, seniors who paired plant protein with light resistance training gained significantly more lean muscle than those who exercised alone. This is called a synergistic effect. The combination of beans and exercise produces results greater than either strategy on its own. For example, eating a bean-based meal 2 to 3 hours before exercise provides sustained energy and amino acids for your workout. Eating again within 2 hours after training maximizes recovery and muscle growth. This simple timing strategy turns everyday beans into a powerful muscle-building tool. Taken together, these studies and mechanisms reveal a clear truth. Beans are not just an alternative to animal protein, they are a superior choice for many seniors. They provide steady, digestible protein. They reduce inflammation. They support gut and heart health. They make it easier to hit daily protein targets without the cost or side effects of meat and supplements. For too long, seniors have been told they need steak, chicken, or expensive powders to stay strong. The science now says otherwise. With beans, older adults can rebuild muscle, regain confidence, and protect their independence all, while saving money and improving overall wellness. The evidence is overwhelming, and it leads us to one simple conclusion. Beans belong at the center of a senior's plate. By now, you understand that beans can be a powerhouse of protein and nutrients for seniors. But here's the key. How you prepare them makes all the difference. Proper preparation doesn't just improve flavor, it boosts digestibility. It maximizes nutrient absorption and ensures that your body can use every gram of protein effectively. For older adults, this step is especially important because digestion naturally becomes less efficient with age. Some seniors avoid beans because they worry about gas or bloating. This happens because beans contain natural compounds called oligosaccharides, which can be difficult to break down. But science shows that with the right methods, you can reduce these compounds by up to 90%. One of the oldest and most effective tricks is simply soaking beans overnight. Cover them with water, add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda per pound of beans, and let them sit. Drain, rinse, and cook the next day. This method not only softens beans, but also removes most of the gas-producing sugars. Modern research points to pressure cooking as the single best cooking method for beans. It not only reduces anti-nutritional factors, but also makes protein more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb it better. Pressure cooking cuts cooking time dramatically, from hours to just 10 to 40 minutes depending on the variety. And it produces beans that are tender and easy to chew. Traditional cuisines discovered digestive aids centuries ago. Adding spices like cumin, ginger, or fennel seeds while cooking helps break down complex sugars. A bay leaf or a strip of kombu seaweed in the pot also works wonders. These additions make beans gentler on aging stomachs, while enhancing flavor. If you haven't been eating beans regularly, it's best to introduce them gradually. Your gut microbiome, the community of bacteria in your intestines, needs time to adjust. Start small and increase your intake week by week. Week 1. Add just 1/4 cup of well-cooked lentils or split peas to your super stew. Week 2. Increase to 1/2 cup of beans at dinner. Choose softer varieties like black beans or mung beans. Week 3. Add beans to breakfast. Try beans spread on whole grain toast or a small portion of chickpeas tossed into a morning salad. Within 2 to 3 weeks, your digestive system adapts. By week 8, most people report little to no discomfort at all. Lentils, Split peas and mung beans are the easiest to start with, while kidney beans or chickpeas can be added later as your system adjusts. Beans don't have to be complicated. With a little preparation, they can become one of the most convenient foods in your kitchen. Batch cooking and freezing. Cook 2 to 3 pounds of beans at once, portion them into freezer-safe containers, and you've built what I call a protein bank. Frozen cooked beans keep their nutritional value for up to 6 months and can be tossed directly into soups, stews, grain bowls, or salads. Having beans ready to go makes it easy to hit your protein goals every single day. Sprouting for extra nutrition. Another method is sprouting. When you sprout beans especially, mung beans or lentils, their protein content increases by up to 40%, and digestibility improves by 20%. To sprout, soak beans overnight, drain them, then rinse twice daily until small tails appear. Sprouted beans cook faster, taste fresh, and are even gentler on digestion. Canned beans for convenience. If cooking from scratch feels overwhelming, canned beans are a perfectly good option. Look for low-sodium varieties whenever possible. Here's a tip many people don't know. Don't pour out the thick liquid in the can called aquafaba. It contains proteins and can be used to thicken soups, stews, or even smoothies, while canned beans lose a small amount of nutrients compared to freshly cooked. They still deliver powerful benefits and make eating beans daily much easier. Taste matters, especially when you want a food to become a daily habit. The good news is, beans are incredibly versatile. Soups and stews. A warm lentil or split pea soup is easy to chew and digest, perfect for seniors with dental or appetite issues. Salads and bowls. Toss black beans or chickpeas into a colorful salad for a protein boost. Spreads and dips. Mash white beans into a creamy spread for toast. Or make hummus with chickpeas, lemon juice, and olive oil. Roasted snacks. Roast chickpeas with a touch of olive oil and paprika for a crunchy alternative to chips. Main dishes. Combine beans with whole grains like brown rice or quinoa. Add vegetables, and you've got a complete protein-packed meal. The key is variety. Rotate different types of beans throughout the week to keep your meals interesting and to benefit from the full range of nutrients. One final note, while beans are safe for most people, seniors with kidney disease or certain digestive disorders should check with their healthcare provider before making major dietary changes. Because beans are high in potassium and phosphorus, they may need to be adjusted for people with advanced kidney issues. For everyone else, beans can be enjoyed daily with confidence. The takeaway is simple. Preparation transforms beans from a humble pantry item into a senior health superfood. By soaking, pressure cooking, using digestive spices, and introducing them gradually, you can enjoy all the benefits without discomfort. With strategies like batch cooking, sprouting, and even using canned beans, it becomes easy to make beans a consistent part of your diet. And when beans become a daily habit, you're not just filling your plate, you're fueling your muscles, protecting your independence, and giving your body exactly what it needs to thrive after 60. So far, we've focused on how beans can protect your muscles and strength after 60. But the truth is, their benefits go far beyond muscle. When you make beans a daily habit, you're not just building stronger legs or a firmer grip, you're improving nearly every system in your body. From your heart to your brain, from your blood sugar to your immune defenses, beans deliver protection that animal proteins simply cannot match. Scientists now use the word inflammaging to describe the chronic, low-grade inflammation that builds up in our bodies as we get older. This silent fire is one of the biggest drivers of aging-related problems. From weak muscles to stiff joints to heart disease, beans fight back. Multiple studies show that eating beans regularly reduces levels of C-reactive protein, or CRP, a key marker of inflammation in the blood. Unlike red meat, which tends to increase CRP, beans push it down. Every cup of beans is like throwing water on the fire of inflammation, helping your body heal and repair instead of break down. Your heart is a muscle too, and it benefits tremendously from beans. Daily bean consumption has been shown to lower LDL cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, and improve circulation. In fact, research suggests that each serving of beans per day reduces cardiovascular disease risk by about 10%. For seniors managing multiple health conditions, this is a simple change with enormous payoffs, stronger muscles, and a stronger heart at the same time. Beans digest slowly, releasing glucose into the bloodstream at a gentle, steady pace. This prevents the spikes and crashes that come from eating refined carbs or sugary snacks. For the nearly 1 in 4 older adults living with diabetes or pre-diabetes, this steadying effect is critical. It helps improve insulin sensitivity and makes blood sugar easier to manage. Unlike meat or eggs, which provide no fiber, beans give you both protein and fiber working together for balance. The B vitamins in beans, especially folate, are essential for keeping the nervous system healthy. Folate deficiency is surprisingly common in seniors and can lead to memory issues, low energy, and even depression. A single cup of black beans can provide 70% of your daily folate needs, helping your brain stay sharp and your mood more stable. Magnesium in beans also plays a role here, supporting proper nerve signaling and muscle coordination. Without enough magnesium, muscles twitch, nerves misfire, and fatigue becomes constant. Beans provide a natural, food-based solution. For seniors trying to manage their weight, beans are a gift. High in protein and fiber, they keep you full longer than meat or eggs, but without the extra calories or saturated fat. That fullness helps prevent overeating and makes it easier to maintain a healthy weight. And unlike many diet foods, beans are satisfying and delicious, making them sustainable long-term. There's another overlooked benefit: cost. Many seniors live on fixed incomes, and expensive supplements or meats aren't always realistic. Beans cost about 1/3 the price of animal protein, but deliver equal or better benefits for muscle health. That means more money left over for other essentials without sacrificing nutrition. Choosing beans is not only smart for your body, it's smart for your budget. Take the story of Beverly. It's an 80-year-old woman who decided to shift her diet toward more plant-based foods, especially beans. Within months, she lost 14 pounds of stubborn belly fat and reported having more energy than she'd felt in years. She stayed active late into the evening and even needed less sleep. Her story is not unique. All across the world, seniors are discovering that beans can transform not just their health, but also their daily lives. Finally, there's a benefit that extends beyond personal health. Producing beans requires far less water and energy than raising livestock. In fact, beans use about 5 times less natural resources than equivalent amounts of meat. For seniors who care about leaving a healthier planet for their grandchildren, this is a powerful motivation. Eating beans supports both your body and the earth. When you step back and look at the whole picture, beans aren't just a muscle food, they are a wellness food. They fight inflammation, protect your heart, stabilize blood sugar, support your brain, manage your weight, and even help the environment. It's all in one affordable, versatile package. So yes, beans will help you stay strong after 60, but the truth is, they'll also help you stay alive longer, healthier, and more independence, so you can enjoy the years ahead with strength, clarity, and vitality. By now, you know that beans are powerful for senior wellness. But how can you make sure you're eating them in the best way to actually build muscle, protect your independence, and avoid digestive issues? Nutrition researchers and health experts have developed practical strategies that make beans not just healthy, but highly effective for seniors over 60. One of the most common mistakes older adults make is eating most of their protein at dinner and very little at breakfast or lunch. This protein stacking doesn't work well after 60 because of anabolic resistance. The body needs about 30 to 40 grams of protein at each meal to trigger muscle building. Dr. Stuart Phillips, a leading researcher in protein and aging, recommends spreading protein evenly throughout the day. For someone weighing around 165 pounds, that means aiming for 30 grams at breakfast, 30 grams at lunch, and 30 grams at dinner. When you divide it this way, your muscles get the stimulation they need 3 times a day instead of just once. Registered dietitians who specialize in senior health often suggest the plate method. As a simple guide, imagine your plate divided into 4 sections. 1/4 filled with beans or other legumes, 1/4 filled with whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, or whole wheat pasta, half the plate filled with colorful vegetables. This combination not only creates a complete protein, but also ensures you get fiber, antioxidants, and essential minerals in every meal. It's balanced, easy to remember, and adaptable to any cuisine. Exercise and protein go hand in hand. If you want beans to truly support muscle growth, pay attention to timing. Eating a bean-based meal 2 to 3 hours before light exercise, such as walking, gardening, or resistance band training, provides steady fuel for your muscles. Eating again within 2 hours after activity maximizes recovery and muscle repair. This doesn't mean you need to hit the gym. Even gentle resistance exercises, like bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or simple band pulls, combined with bean protein, have been shown to preserve and build muscle in seniors. One thing many seniors forget, increasing bean intake also increases fiber. While fiber is incredibly beneficial, it draws water into the digestive tract. Without enough hydration, you may feel constipated or bloated. Experts recommend at least 8 glasses of water daily, and even more if you're eating a high-fiber diet. Think of water as the partner that helps fiber do its job properly. Eating beans doesn't mean eating the same bowl of lentils every day. Variety is essential not only to keep meals interesting, but also to provide a broad spectrum of nutrients. Here are some simple, weekly swaps. Monday, lentil soup with whole grain bread. Tuesday, black bean tacos with salsa and avocado. Wednesday, chickpea salad with lemon and olive oil. Thursday, split pea stew with carrots and potatoes. Friday, soybean stir-fry with vegetables. Saturday, hummus and vegetable platter for lunch. Sunday, kidney beans with brown rice and greens. By rotating, you avoid boredom and give your body different antioxidants and minerals throughout the week. For seniors open to it, small amounts of dairy or eggs can be combined with beans for even greater muscle-building benefits. Dairy boosts leucine, the amino acid trigger for muscle growth. For example, a lentil salad topped with a sprinkle of Parmesan, or black beans paired with scrambled eggs, can provide an extra edge. The focus remains on beans, but these gentle additions can complement the plan. The most important strategy is consistency. Muscle health doesn't improve overnight. It requires steady daily protein, regular light activity, and a little patience. Experts emphasize that it's not about one perfect meal, but about building a sustainable routine. Once beans become part of your breakfast, lunch, or dinner every day, the benefits compound over weeks, months, and years. A simple formula to remember. Aim for 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. For a 154-pound senior, that's 84 to 112 grams. Divided into 25 to 35 grams per meal. That means 1 to 2 cups of beans combined with grains and vegetables. Add light resistance activity. Even 15 minutes a day makes the protein more effective. Drink plenty of water. Fiber plus hydration equals happy digestion. Stay consistent. Think lifestyle, not diet. Eating beans the right way isn't complicated. It's about balance, timing, and routine. When you follow these strategies, beans transform from a humble pantry item into a daily powerhouse that fuels your muscles, supports your heart and brain, keeps you living strong and independent well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Even with all the science and success stories, many seniors still hesitate to embrace beans as a daily protein source. Why? Because of myth-sold ideas that have been repeated so often, they feel like facts. Let's set the record straight once and for all. Myth 1. Plant protein is incomplete. For decades, people were told that only animal proteins contain all the essential amino acids. That's why meat and eggs were labeled complete, while beans and other plants were seen as incomplete. But modern science shows this idea is outdated. Every plant food on Earth contains all 20 amino acids. Only difference is the amounts vary. Beans, for example, are slightly lower in one amino acid called methionine, while grains like rice are lower in lysine. When eaten together, they form a perfect balance. His is why cultures worldwide naturally combined beans with grains for thousands of years, rice and beans in Latin America, lentils and rice in India, hummus and pita in the Middle East. The American Heart Association confirms a varied plant-based diet easily provides all the essential amino acids. Beans are not incomplete, they are part of nature's complete protein system. Myth 2. Beans are hard to digest. Yes, beans can cause gas or bloating for some people, especially at first. But this is not a reason to avoid them. It's simply a matter of preparation and adaptation. Soaking beans overnight, pressure cooking them, adding digestive spices like cumin, ginger, or bay leaf reduce the compounds that cause discomfort by up to 90%. Starting with small amounts and increasing gradually allows your gut bacteria to adapt. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most people report normal digestion with no issues. In fact, the fiber in beans improves digestion long-term by feeding beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria create short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and strengthen the gut lining. Far from harming digestion, beans make it healthier if you give your body time to adjust. Myth 3. You need supplements or meat for real muscle. The supplement industry has spent billions convincing people they need powders, shakes, and pills to build muscle. But whole food beans deliver results equal to or better than these expensive products. Studies show seniors who consumed bean-based proteins gained lean muscle mass just as effectively as those consuming whey protein. And unlike supplements, beans provide fiber, antioxidants, and minerals that support overall health. Meat, on the other hand, often comes with saturated fat, cholesterol, and pro-inflammatory compounds that work against long-term wellness. The truth is simple. If you eat enough beans in the right way, you don't need powders or expensive animal products. Beans are more than enough. Myth 4. Animal protein is superior. This is perhaps the toughest myth to let go of. For generations, we've been told that meat is strength food, but the evidence now says otherwise. Large studies, including the Chinese cohort of nearly 5,000 seniors, show that higher plant protein intake strongly correlates with preserved muscle mass. Animal protein, surprisingly, showed no significant association. Why? Because animal protein often increases inflammation, while plant protein lowers it. The result? Even if meat provides protein, the body may not use it as effectively in older age. Beans, by contrast, deliver protein in a form that works with your body, not against it. When you clear away the myths, the truth shines bright. Beans are complete, digestible, effective for building muscle, and in many ways superior to animal protein. The only thing standing between seniors and these benefits is old-fashioned thinking. The sooner we update our beliefs, the sooner we unlock the full power of beans for strength, health, and independence. You've learned the science, the strategies, and the myths. Now let's turn it into simple, practical steps you can start today. Think of this as your bean-powered roadmap to better muscle health after 60. Step 1. Eat beans daily. Aim for 1 to 2 cups of beans or lentils each day. Rotate different varieties: soybeans, black beans, lentils, chickpeas too. Keep meals interesting and nutritious. Step 2. Pair beans with whole grains. Rice, quinoa, or whole grain bread balance the amino acid profile and create complete proteins. Together, they give your muscles everything they need to grow and repair. Step 3. Use proper preparation. Soak beans overnight, pressure cook when possible, and add digestion-friendly spices like cumin or ginger. Start small, just 1/4 cup a day, and increase gradually. Step 4. Spread protein across meals. Don't save all your protein for dinner. Aim for 25 to 35 grams per meal. A cup of beans at breakfast, lunch, and dinner can easily meet your target. Step 5. Combine with gentle exercise. Protein alone isn't enough. Add light resistance training, resistance bands, wall push-ups, or simple squats. Exercise makes bean protein even more effective. Step 6. Stay hydrated. Fiber needs water to work well. Drink at least 8 glasses of water daily to support digestion and nutrient absorption. By following these steps consistently, you'll fuel your muscles, protect your independence, and enjoy more strength and vitality in your everyday life. Now that you've discovered the hidden power of beans, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried replacing meat or eggs with beans in your meals? Which type do you enjoy the most? Soybeans, lentils, black beans, or chickpeas? Your experience could inspire someone else in our community who is just starting their journey toward better health. Maybe you found a favorite recipe like lentil soup, black bean tacos, or a creamy chickpea hummus. Or maybe you're still a little unsure and want to ask questions. That's perfectly fine, too. This channel is a safe space for seniors to share, learn, and grow together. So take a moment right now, scroll down and leave a comment. Let us know which bean you'll try first, or how you already include them in your meals. And if this video has been helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new tip for senior wellness. Together we can stay stronger, healthier, and more independent, one bean at a time. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Every person's health needs are unique, especially after 60. Before making significant changes to your diet, such as increasing protein intake or adding more beans, please consult your healthcare provider. This is especially important if you live with chronic conditions like kidney disease, diabetes, or heart problems, as your protein and mineral requirements may be different. All the information shared here is based on current research from trusted sources, including the Mayo Clinic, the National Institutes of Health, Harvard Health, the American Heart Association, and peer-reviewed journals such as Nutrients. Always listen to your body, work with your doctor, and make choices that support your long-term wellness.